Hello, my friends. It is time for our second to last episode on Vervain's Arcadia, our penultimate episode, if you will. Today, we are working on a very large piece of this Megabase. This is going to be one heck of an episode, so buckle up and let's get going. We're going to be working on 3 distinct pieces of this area today. The first one is, of course, going to be the actual exterior, ice and all. The second is going to be some additional living quarters because we only have like the Grand Mage's living chambers right now. And then the final one is we have to snowify the area. The exterior back here is going to be fairly similar to the front of our base, but we don't have the giant hall underneath, so it will move along with the slope. If we fly over to the front of our base, we can kind of take a quick look at that, where we have this main front wall, and then we have a bunch of spires and towers and things like that behind it. The good news is that we have a pretty decent amount of ice to start with, including a shulker of packed ice, and I've got a pretty good ice mining system down with the skeleton of our old dead ice farm. So that won't be so much of a worry in this episode. We are going to probably need more glass than I have even been anticipating. Okay, that slope isn't quite steep enough. Cool, great, love that. That is acceptable to me. Let's look at that slope. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work just fine. I feel like this is very close to a 45-degree angle. How does it look when we eyeball it? Okay, it needs to be slightly steeper, but not much more. What the heck? Why is that melting? I swear someone has been messing around here. That's the only thing that could explain this. Now that we have this sketched out a little bit, we're actually gonna come back to this in a second because this is obviously a very good time to like pull in a time lapse and all of that. However, I do want to do that at the same time as snowifying this area. And because I have time right now, I want to look at our little living quarters situation. So you can see down in here, this is kind of the mirror image of the hallway that goes into the library from the back of the base. Oh, hello, buddy. What you doing there? And I've dug out this hallway, and then we have just little rooms in here. I feel like it's pretty clear at this point that I want to, you know, set up this hallway like the other hallways going through this castle with this like basalt and warped wood pattern. And then we can go about decorating these rooms up just a little bit. I may have made some mistakes while digging out these rooms and only left a one deep wall here where I really need a little bit more than that. But it's fine. We'll roll with it. We'll fix it. Okay, so I've done this one side and obviously need to bring in the dark prismarine still. And I need to figure out what to do for this doorway. I am like not very good at doorways. Ooh, I've had an idea. I have had an idea. Oh. Okay, I struggle with doors so much. Like, this is hard. This is hard for me. But what if, ooh, and I've had more ideas. Okay. Ideas. I gotta keep them all in my head. Gotta keep them all in order. That's the hard part. That's really honestly the hardest part of all of this. They don't quite connect. That's fine. Is that better? Maybe? I do like this doorway though. It is a little bit more like cozy and homely, and it still works within the icy fantasy vibes of this castle. All right, well, we will keep on running with this design kind of in this hallway. I'm debating if I should switch that out for a dead bush though. I like having the blue, but I don't think the brown looks bad either, and I do think it connects the thing a little bit better. Anyways, this is what this hallway is looking like now, which I think is looking very nice. I am a fan, for sure. Now, we do want to add a little rune to the end of this, of course. Like, did you expect anything different? And I want this one to be super symmetrical, I think? Almost symmetrical. We'll go with almost. These are probably my favorite details that I have incorporated into this base, like, ever. All right, there we go. These always take me a little bit longer than I would like them to, but I like that. I think that's good. We do actually need to make these rooms. What I'm kind of thinking is these are going to be a little bit more normal castle-ish. We'll do stone brick walls. We'll do like spruce ceilings and spruce floors. And we might add a little more detail to the ceilings and floors. I had a thought because I have already plopped my pickaxe into these. What if, when decorating with pots, we just put a blocker item, you know, an item that doesn't stack with anything else. You know, it can be just a single item, like a water bucket or something like that, or something like a named item that is going to be really unlikely. And now we can't accidentally stick stuff in these pots. That is a lovely floor. I was thinking about like dropping it down half a block, but honestly, like, I've done floors with slabs before, and they're just really annoying to deal with, even if they can look really cool. So we won't be doing that. We'll just leave it at this nice, cute little floor. And I do want to do ceiling with some amount of depth to it. Okay, I like this. It's cozy, and I'm sure once we decorate it, too, it's just going to be the cutest thing ever. Something I am going to need before I can get going on this project, though, is I am going to need a little bit more wood. I am getting low on wood, and I don't really want to go AFK at my farm, at my starter base, and I don't really want to build an entire new wood farm. I think, I'm not sure, but I think the bulk store might sell wood in bulk, which would be really nice. Well, I might have to AFK at my old tree farm. Okay, there is a wood shop here, and I think I will grab myself at least a little bit from here for now. I imagine that they're gonna be, oh, sold out. That's what they're gonna be, huh? 1 diamond for 2 stacks. Okay. I mean, oak isn't the one I need. I'm out of spruce. Oh dear. I guess I have no choice. It's fine, it's fine. I'm sitting here thinking about this spruce wood problem, and I feel like it might be time to make a giant spruce dirt farm. But like, that's a little overkill for just needing some spruce to decorate rooms with, right? That's a little overkill. I've wanted to make one of those farms for like a hot minute, but like, that's overkill, right? I'm delusional. What am I thinking? My hand slipped. Yeah, I kind of made a dirt farm. And guess what? I have spruce now. And this is all just from like the very initial stages of testing. But that's probably already a good chunk of the spruce that I need, so that's fantastic. But in order to get this thing fully up and running properly, I do need to put some Ravagers in here. Now, this farm was designed by Skeleton and brought over to YouTube from Billy by Shulkercraft. So I built this off of a schematic from the World Download, and I will link that video. I'll link both of the videos, both the Shulkercraft and the Skeleton video, down in the description, as always. Now, credits are great, but Ravagers are greater. I did pull these Ravagers onto the roof already, which is amazing. I pulled them out of my raid farm. Shout out to Tess, and you remember on the server, for loading this chunk for me, so they didn't despawn in the nether. I only need 4 Ravagers. I do have 5. It's my job to figure out the best way to just jupe them right in here. And I'm probably going to, this one's gonna be the tough one. So we want to get the guy all the way to this far back corner first, I think. Ravagers are tough because they're basically 2x2. So getting them dropped into this space without damaging them is going to be a little bit tricky. It's fine. I'm sure it'll go fine. So then we need to build a portal. And I'm just going to kind of put it right here. Would this go easier if I just had them chase me? Who knows? Quite possibly. I'm so nervous about this. Does he know I'm here? No. Okay. Off he goes. Excellent. All right. Where is this fine gentleman? Okay. He's there. He's in a good spot. I'm gonna take my wings off. Sorry if you can hear the people mowing outside my window. Okay. Now we just zoop over here. Oh, he runs into the... Okay, cool. Ah! No, 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 no. Darn it! What the heck is he... What is he taking damage from? These. Okay. There we go. Sheesh! Okay, he can definitely see me now. He knows I'm here. But that's okay, because I'm fine. The question is... Okay, we should have hitboxes on. Hitboxes would help. Okay, I see the problem here. We literally can't break that minecart. That is a problem. Maybe it's easier to just have them chase us. We're gonna healing this guy first. Now he sees me again. Cool, great, love that. Excellent. I think that did a thing, maybe, potentially. All right, now we really carefully go. Actually, wait, no, we should definitely put the wood back first. There we go. All right. So then we go. No! So the lesson we're learning is probably don't have them in minecarts. That's probably not the way to go. So let's go ahead. Did I get a head from that at least? Nope, didn't even get a head from it. Cool. Love that. He was named and everything. He should have dropped a head. All right, well, let's make sure then that this is put back together. So we should be able to just kind of zoop back here. Well, that didn't go well. We should be able to zoop back here, right? And he should not. He's going to have a very, very specific path that he is going to have no other option than to take in order to chase us back here. Oh, are the rails too much for you? Gosh. It must be so pathetic to be in your position. Buddy, come on. Come this way. All that time playing decked out is paying off. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's remove these. There we go. All right, he's through. All right, where is our friend? Our fine fella. Yep. Come along, buddy boy. All right. There we go. That should keep him contained. All right, that wasn't quite as painful as it could have been. We should have these guys at least solidly where they are supposed to go, if nothing else. Which means now it's time to put the rest of the farm back together. Okay, so I think everything is in here except for, now, our boats and minecarts. All right, we put boat here. Put minecart here. There we go, and he is jumping. I repeat, he is jumping. We put minecart down. We drop them onto trapdoor. and they jump. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. The main thing with this farm is it's good to start off with a set of saplings planted, and then you need to go turn it on and very quickly get back here because there's a small little break between, you can't see me anyways. There's a small little break between a tree growing and getting pushed over and being ready to bone meal the next one, which if you don't get things planted quickly is going to grow you a small tree instead of a large tree, and that's not great. So I've run it in creative a few times, and it's a little easier because, you know, it's creative. So I am going to get used to finagling this around in survival with, like, probably fewer people. Oh, there's not a ton of people online anymore. Anyways, I'm going to get used to finagling it, and we can just cut to a magic little video of it running beautifully. Anyways, now that we have a good source of spruce, let's get back to working on these interiors. So now that we have this like basic room design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and fill in all of these rooms, and then I will bring you back when we're ready to actually go ahead and decorate. But while I'm working on putting these rooms together, we're going to head out to the back of the castle and start working on snowifying the area and building the actual exterior of the back of this castle. Let's get to it. Well, that was a lot of ice. I spent many days tinkering and then leaving it and looking at it and then coming back and tinkering some more. But I really like how this back of the castle has turned out. I love the addition of the like larger tower in the center there. Let's look at those details really quick. I really like how this turned out. I was worried about using the diorite walls because they are very different kind of white. Oh dear. I haven't slept for a hot minute. I am going to take my button here, and then he can be somebody else's problem in the nether. I wasn't sure how the diorite would feel here, because it is a very different white. It is much more gray. I think it works, though. This is one of the things I'm trying to get a little bit less scared about with my Minecraft building is combining blocks. But yeah, this back of the castle is finished, which means that our entire exterior is done. Now, before we go back and start working on those interiors that are waiting for us, I think we need to formally light up this back porch because the soul torches are not cutting it. So we'll do something very similar to a lot of the lighting that we have around this castle, where we have floaty lantern glass thingies. We have some of these at the front of the base. I think they're mostly candles at the front of the base, but you know. And then we have these here. So let's find ourselves some end rods. End rods, question mark? Now, I don't want these to fall into the trap of looking like floating candy balloon types of things, because we kind of ran into that problem at the front just a little bit. Oh, that's a problem. Guess we'll have to fix that. So let's add a glass pane there and a end rod there. So these are the bits that are functionally lighting the place. But we definitely need a bit more. Especially we need some that go higher up. We need to extend along the front of this side like we did over here. Rather than something like a triangle shape here, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of move things upwards in that direction. We're going to kind of whoosh it that way. I think is what we're going to do. And I think that'll look really nice. Ooh, that does look so pretty. I like this. Let's see. I want to add another end rod one, kind of there-ish. And then one more like glass lantern there. I'm a big fan of this. I am really, really happy with this project. It was a challenging one. Anyways, with that taken care of, let's go and work on some interiors. Okay. Let's start out with a bed. Or a few beds, I suppose. Okay, this first one is actually just going to go there. Center of the room. I think I'm going to say that this student in this room is probably primarily an alchemy student. Which is going to mean that they're going to need some really good workstations and probably lots of light in this room too. So if we place that there, and then this there, and then surround it in glass. Ooh, I do like the white. Let's also try light blue before I make an actual decision. But that blends in a lot against the ice. Now, since this is an alchemy person, they probably have a couple of things that they're growing in their room. Maybe we grab some dirt even and make some actual planters. Okay, so this corner, no, probably the other one because this is by her bed and she's gonna need some grow lights. I've decided that this person is a woman. And awesome. Ooh, we should definitely have a painting in here somewhere. Maybe here-ish? These are really big. I think the beehives look pretty okay on their own like that then. We're gonna take these down and move them over one. Because then we can do this too. Just for a little extra bling, you know? Oh, that's the one I wanted. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do a painting there. I've decided that's where we're gonna put a banner. You know, I do kind of wish that I made an entry through there into the living spaces, but I also am fine with my choices. And I don't think I want it quite touching the bed. We want it like there-ish. Okay. Looks a little odd. What if we did move it down one? Okay, this is a very cute little room. Big fan. Let's move on to the next. Now, I think this is going to be the room of somebody who works a lot with animals. We're going to kind of... Actually, they're going to be on a bunk bed so that the critters can't just, like, climb onto their bed unless they want. Whoops, didn't mean to set my spawn point, but that's fine. It was inevitable, I suppose. Now, this person still needs some, like, living things, like, you know, a dresser, things like that. But I would say that this person is very much an animal person. And so we're going to add a few little friends. So, for example, we're going to put a little thing here. We're gonna do this, and then this here. Yep. And, you guessed it, we're gonna bring one of these little guys upstairs. Okay, the big question is gonna be how we get this guy up here because, oh my gosh. We're just gonna zoop, You know, this could have been a lot more painful. This is gonna get a lot more painful, isn't it? Nope. Oh, buddy. Why can't I push him any farther? Like, I'm walking into the thing. Sit him there, scoot him there. Excellent. There it is. Okay, cool. That didn't need to be quite as painful as I made it. Okay, this is looking good so far. Now we should probably put in some more spots for critters. We do one of these, and we're gonna do another one over here-ish, I think. Wolf armor. Oh, okay. It's got an extra little bit there. Cool. I wonder if there's any way to make this, like, interact with an armor stand at all. I would really like to have, like, the form of the armor sitting out. Yeah, we only get the item. That sucks. Well, we'll compromise, I suppose. We're gonna need to stick a doggo and a cat in here, of course. I was also thinking, what if I went ahead and put, like, a little armadillo scute farm in here? I could run, like, a minecart under the floor is an option. But I could also just, like... Actually. Ooh, okay. So, I had this thought. I want to put an allay in here as well, which means we should use some amethyst, right? Obviously. Then we can put just a teensy-tiny little note block in here. We go observers, observer clock. No, I'm not putting a farm in the residential area of my base. What are you talking about? I'm not that crazy. We do that. And then our little allay friends should still be able to pick it up. And then we can do things like put a minecart underneath. We put a hopper there. And then, so we remove that. We put that there. We put that there. We should probably make sure it's nice and excellent. We're gonna have to break that. Excellent. And then we put this there. There we go. And we go zoop. Amazing. Amazing. Now it looks a little odd, but that's fine. We'll take it. There we go. That's a lovely armor stand. And I'm gonna put a couple of these here as well. There we go. A couple of cute little armor stands. And now all we need is a couple of cute little critters. All right, doggos, who's our lucky winner today? I have a lot of these guys, and I have a lot of the black, or I have a couple of the black ones. You come with me. You're all frosty looking like our base. Come here, buddy. Come on, come over here. Why are you going that way? There you go. That's more like it. All right, we gotta get a nice colored, brightly colored cat to kind of contrast with all the neutrals that we have going on in there right now. Cat dome, cat dome, cat dome, cat dome. All right. We've got so many people, so many kitties in here. Okay, do we do a calico or do we do an orange cat? Orange cats are quite chaotic. I feel like we should do an orange cat. Make child. Sit your butt. No. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Come on, little cute baby. Oh. Look at it, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't handle how cute the mobs in this game are. Come with me, little baby. Did it go through the portal? I think it went through the portal. I hope it didn't get hurt on the other side. I'm gonna drop down. There's just gonna be not a baby. It wants to go in the bed. Oh, that explains that, actually. Baby? Okay. Okay. You've convinced me. There you go. You can sit there. It's such a cutie. You should be so cute. Really gets through my resolve there, doesn't it? Okay. And then we bring up, probably not the allay, actually. We'll probably bring up the armadillo next. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Look at that jittering movement. I love armadillos so much. They're fantastic. Whoop! Look at that. You're just popping scoot out left and right. Good gravy. How many piglins does one base need? Now, the armadillo and the allay being loose in here are going to end up pushing all the other critters around, which is gonna be great. Now, I know that there is an allay somewhere in my storage system that's just been stuck there. You can hear him. Been stuck there for it. There you are. Okay. How do I get you out of there? There he is. Oh, man. That was ridiculous, actually. This is not a terrible spot to just, like, breed them up, too. Breed up the allays. Where do you go? Off making trouble, that's where. Come on. Yeah, hi, buddy. Woo. Come with me? And you'll be? There you go. Amazing. We take that off of you. Can I trade you? There you go. Oh my gosh. Heck yes. He's already pushing the cat around. Be a little bully, my guy, or something. All right, this is adorable. I love it very much. And, well, if we did a full, like, process of each room, we'd be here for, like, hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take the same concept that I've done in these couple of rooms, making an individual room for, like, individual types of people. And, well, I will get back to you after I've done up the rest of the rooms. Alrighty, I have gone ahead and decorated a couple more rooms from what we have already done. Let's see. We did this alchemy room together. We also did this room. And then we have the rooms that I did on my own, which is this one, which is just kind of like this general scholarly, like mage kind of room. I love this little magic wand that I put in here. Lots of just cute little details. We have this room, which is very clearly a plant magic room and is probably my favorite room out of what I've done so far. And then we have this room, which is kind of a conjurer, necromancer kind of vibe. We have these like ghostly critters around the room, things like that. It's a lot darker. I really like this one. This was a fun room to work on. They're not all necessarily the most detailed they could be, but I think they work really, really well for what they are. Now, we do have one room that has absolutely nothing done with it, and I think I'm going to leave it this, like, just stone vibe. This is clearly not a normal-sized, normal-shaped room because there's a beacon behind this wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a supply closet. Now, first things first for a supply closet is we're going to need plenty of shelves. Let's try this. I don't know if this will work, but we kind of go sign and then lantern. Oh my gosh, it does work. That's magical. So like if we had this here, we can put a little bit of water in here, and then we can lean some kind of stick there. What would make a good mop? Now, our version of the armor stand mod is a little bit broken, so I think that's about as good as I'm going to get for now. I obviously would like it to be hanging straight down, but you know, if it looks like it's a little bit like dragging in the water, that's fine too. Brewing stand in there. We put a chest up there. We put some item frames of things in here. This is the danger of armor stand magic. We go there. We go there. Excellent. And now we put these back. Got that. Cool. Ooh, that actually makes me think though, what if we put some like piston piping in the wall? Isn't it gorgeous? I love this. These are really cool. I really like these kinds of walls. Okay, we should probably also have some other like utility type things in here. Blocks that look a little bit more utility. Always do your armor stands last, people. Otherwise, you'll just be in a world of hurt. Oh my gosh. So now we have that little twirly thing in the middle, and then we just go boop, 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 and boop. Maybe go boop and boop. Yeah. All right, this does look rather like a little fantasy cleaning closet. Don't worry, I will fix that armor stand. Definitely looks like a little utility closet, a little bit of fantasy elements going on. I love it. We need a very, very specific thing now. I got so excited when I saw these guys that I forgot to hit recording. Come on, little buddy, you can do this. You can get around the corner. I believe in you. What the heck, little guy? He's so stuck. Why is he so stuck? This is gonna be painful to get them all the way upstairs this way, isn't it? There we go. Okay, that's two little slime boys in a boat. Well, I lost the boat. Did I lose the friends? Possibly. No, they just didn't even move. All right, then. Okay. This can work. There we go, yeah. So one of the things with the leads is if you kind of like, woo! Oh no! No! Oh no! We lost one. That's not ideal. Can we lead them up the waterfall? I'm gonna end up losing every single one of these guys, aren't I? Just entirely on accident. Why? Okay. No! He drowned. No, he didn't. He just got out of the boat. Don't drown. Don't drown, little guy. Oh, no. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. This is going well. And I'm sure everybody over here has despawned by... Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Maybe we do just let them follow me. Alright, we have our friend upstairs finally. We're not going to talk about how long that took. Instead, we're going to go ahead and name tag our little buddy. Alright, little guy, come with me. Come on, come to your new home. Alright, little guy. All the way in here. Okay. This does seem like the right spot for just a little fella to be hopping around a little forlornly because, you know, well, the castle has been kind of time locked. So I still do have a couple of unfinished rooms, and that's because we're going to do something special with them. I want to kind of open this up to my Patreon members specifically, to come up with a room theme that they would like me to build in here. There are 4 rooms and there are currently 5 Patreon people. So first come, first serve. If you like come in later and there are already 4 room ideas and you're like, ooh, well, I have ideas for this other room. That's great. Do that. Add on to that. And then what we'll do is we will take one of my Thursday evening streaming times, which I'm streaming Oblivion now on Thursday evenings in the summer, and we're streaming the original Oblivion. Good times. I am very excited about this. Other people might not be, but I'm excited. But we'll take one of those Thursday evening stream times and build these interiors together. So they won't necessarily, we'll show them off in the final video of this series, but we'll build them together and add your names to the rooms. However, other than that, this base is finished. It's kind of a wild thing to say, kind of a wild thing to think about. I may not have been around the Minecraft community for like a long time, but I've been around long enough to know that Minecraft projects don't get finished very often. That does mean we can take these down because we have in fact done our exterior. We have done our living quarters, and we have snowified the area. Heck yes. This project I think has been going on for like 2-ish years. Not quite 2, but getting close to that. And it's done. It's done. Now, you may have noticed that I've already mentioned that we have another video in this series coming up. And that's because we do. I do want to do some, like, environment around this area. On a stream a while ago, we started adding things like these ice mounds and this little diorite tree, things like that. So, I'm gonna do one more video here on Arcadia where we do our environments. We do a lot of things to just really pull this exterior all together and ground it in the environment that it's in. I won't lie, I am excited to like move on to new things. This base has been an absolute labor of love and it has been so much fun to work on, but it's also very much in a style that I don't necessarily do anymore. I feel like I've grown a lot more as a builder, and the base has grown with me. The base has grown with me, especially as far as interiors go. It's grown with me a lot, but I'm ready to really start working on my building skills and doing more fun new types of building. I'm so excited for what's ahead, but I'm so glad that I have successfully fully completed a Megabase. That's really huge and feels like it's a really huge step on my whole Minecraft journey. So thank you guys for being here for that. This base is absolutely my pride and joy, and I can't wait to show you what we're gonna do in the environment around. I have some really, really fun, cool plans that you guys are going to love. But for now, we are going to pull a curtain on this episode. It's taken long enough to come out. And I will bid you all goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!